Doge is the most effective reformation of our government in our history. And it was all started by Barack Obama. It was all started by Barack Obama. That's right. We're going to show you that at the end of this, that Barack Obama was the one who actually paved the way for allowing Doge. But first, here's a skeptic.
My motion to subpoena him, I thought would have some broader support on the Republican side. It had none. You mentioned that they squashed it, but they had a scramble. They were collecting people and running into that hearing room, and they were able to table the motion on a 1-vote majority, 20-19. But the entire tenor and topic of the hearing shifted to Elon Musk, didn't it? So we achieved our goal.
You achieved your goal with no Republican support. He tried to subpoena Elon Musk, and the Republicans came in and stopped it. Good. Now here's Pete Hegseth on how it's going to affect his work. They're going to be overseeing stuff looking for fraud in the military.
Tell us about this upcoming look at the spending at the Defense Department. Should we expect hundreds of billions of dollars in wasteful spending there?
Unfortunately, I think so. And the president is right. He's setting the pace. And he is also correct that American taxpayers deserve to know exactly how and where their money is spent. The fact that I have to commit, Maria, to an audit being done in 4 years is bad enough. The Pentagon should be able to pass a budget right now. Thankfully, the Marine Corps has passed a clean audit for 2 years in a row, and I applaud them. But that needs to go across the entire department. So that will be a focus. Where we spend dollars, we need to know, or when we spend dollars, we need to know where they're going and why. That's simple accounting, and that has not existed at the Defense Department. We're going to fix that. But that's not even Doge. I mean, we welcome Elon Musk and Doge coming into our department to help us identify additional ways in which we can streamline processes, fast-track acquisitions, cut waste, cut tail to put it to tooth. We know in a world where America's, $37 trillion in debt, resources will not be unlimited. So every dollar we can find that isn't being spent wisely is one we can put toward warfighters. So we welcome Doge at DOD. We will partner with them, and it's long overdue. The Defense Department's got a huge budget, but it needs to be responsible.
I don't know who's against that. Only Democrats, I guess. They're fear-mongering. And now here's the headline of headlines. This is the one that I promised you guys. Barack Obama inadvertently created Doge Department when covering for the Obamacare website failure. Now, just some quick backstory on this. What happened is the Obamacare website the contract was handed to a Michelle Obama friend, and they completely screwed up. I don't know if you guys remember that launch, but it was a disaster. In March of 2010, Barack Obama created the Affordable Care Act with zero Republican support. The law was a light from a socialized health care similar to how such systems are operated in Europe. Obamacare needed every single vote in order to pass, and it took a lot of work to get the necessary votes to pass the overhaul of an entire industry. Part of the alleged massive savings from the Obamacare program was going to come from digitizing some of the traditional back-end services like sales and marketing by putting them on the website. The only problem was, like most left-wing fantasies, reality got in the way. The Obamacare website was a disaster. They originally said it cost $200 million to make. In the end, it would cost over $840 million to make, almost $1 billion. It wouldn't work at all in the Safari browser. It regularly crashed. When then President Barack Obama tried to symbolically sign up for the system, it crashed and couldn't verify his identity. The Obamacare website contract had been given to a close personal friend of Michelle Obama, her college classmate at Princeton, Tony Towns Whitley. Towns Whitley was a vice president of government contractor CGI Federal. The firm was not up to the challenge. Since then, Towns Whitley has led Defense Contractor Science Applications International, or SAIC, as its CEO. For her part, asked last month about Doge on Bloomberg, Townsend Whitley said she looked forward to engaging with Musk's team and admitted the government spending will likely be more circumspect. In 2014, when the government was trying to fix the broken Obamacare website that her firm had made, the new contractors they brought in were unable to do so. The contractors were caught doing nothing, sitting at computers, and simply hitting refresh. Even the New York Times was forced to admit the website's disaster at rollout was a serious problem. Here's where it gets interesting. As a result of the problem, instead of admitting that the vendor with personal friendships with Obama had created $1 billion website that did not work, the solution was to create the, quote, United States Digital Service, unquote. The USDS was given the authority to fix the Obamacare website, healthcare.gov. That is the USDS. That's going to eventually become Doge, guys. It was given authority to fix the Obamacare website. The USDS was formally created in 2014, and its first head was a former Google engineer, Mickey Dickerson. Dickerson is now a professor of computer science at Pomona College. Dickerson was succeeded by Matt Cutts, another engineering veteran from Google. Cutts was replaced by Mina Zhang, who served as the administrator during the Biden administration. Even though Obamacare was not repealed, thanks to one vote by John McCain, and even though the healthcare.gov website was now functional since the Google engineers were brought in to bail out Michelle Obama's friend, the U.S. Digital Service, or USDS, continued with funding and staffing and authority as a, quote, technology unit of the effective office of the president. So that's where its authority fell, under the president. Importantly, the service was given the authority to investigate and operate the tech backends of all federal departments and agencies. And that's why Doge can right now look at the military, the IRS, the Department of Education, is because that ground was accidentally blazed under Obama. President Trump tasked USDS, also known as Doge, with a software modernization initiative to update the software, network, and IT infrastructure across the federal government. This gives it access to the entire government and makes refusing their requests a violation of a presidential order. Now you guys understand why this is able to sidestep Congress, because it is under the executive branch, under Obama. The USDS website claims it was previously solving big problems, but its list of projects made it seem like it was barely poking around the margins of the massive $6 trillion federal bureaucracy with 2.2 million employees. So when Elon Musk came storming into Washington with Trump's authority and blessing, seeking to trim $1 trillion in waste, fraud, and abuse from the budget, when Musk wants to look into Treasury's financial system that never turned down a financial request, when Trump wants to audit the Pentagon, this ornamental service, left as a holdover from Obama, fixing his wife's mistakes in choosing vendors, was not up to the task. Musk is finding massive evidence of fraud throughout the systems he is investigating. Just within the last few days, Musk has said the Treasury is making regular payments to individuals without Social Security numbers or other identification, a situation where longtime Treasury officials suspect up to $50 billion in annual fraud is occurring. The structure was set up for Trump to create Doge using existing authority, an existing governmental entity with existing funding. Normally, a new department would not need to be authorized by Congress for its legal authority, but its funding would also have to be separately secured in the annual appropriations process. Trump did not need Congress to act, where never-Trumpers like Mitch McConnell might stall or delay the agenda. Trump was empowered to act because Obama had set up this service with dedicated funding in order to fix the mess he made, giving a vital government contract to his wife's college classmate. And now you know the rest of the story that the other news sites will not tell you. We thank the Gateway Pundit for that coverage. I'm Doug in exile. And thank you, Michelle Obama.